Well, there's no coming back from this. Everyone knows The View is a train wreck, but not everyone can perfectly sum up just how bad it is. Plenty of people try, but few actually hit the mark, and that's where Tyrus comes in. He didn't just call him out, he exposed him in a way that left no room for excuse. From their hypocrisy to their terrible takes, he laid it all out. And let's just say the truth wasn't flattering. Today we're breaking down his brutal takedown and why it perfectly captures everything wrong with that show. As always, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
And The View, you don't need to find Trumpers. You need to fire your race baiters.
Yeah.
You need to fire the two races. You've had people. You had a McCain on there. You've had people on there before, and you ran them off. Mm-hmm. So the racist ones who want to stick to this, Whoopi and Sonny, and was it Bette Midler? What's her name? Yeah, broke Bette Midler. Fire them and bring people in. Maybe you could get McCain to come back. She was a Republican, but every show and every break, she was nearly in tears because she was being attacked. So the problem is that you have to go after the racist people. And if the CEO goes, you know what, I'm not going to allow a woman on my show or man that will go after white America and talk about them like dogs. That doesn't represent our ideals or values for anyone. And get rid of those people. And this will clear up real quick. You allowed black racist on TV who could just go all day and say anything about white people. And I guess lo and behold, they forgot that there's a lot of people at home, white people at home during the day that are not watching your show anymore. So just clean it up.
Well, it's no secret that a few hosts on The View have a habit of seeing everything through the lens of race. But some of their comments go beyond that and kind of land in outright racist territory. See, the problem is that they're never held accountable for it. They get to sit there and make sweeping generalizations about entire groups of people, and no one in the lamestream media ever calls them out. Imagine if the roles were reversed, if conservative hosts made similar remarks about any other racial group. The outrage would be deafening. Sponsors would pull their ads and there would be calls for immediate cancellation. Take Sunny Hostin, for example. She's made it clear time and time again that she views everything in terms of race and privilege, often dismissing entire arguments simply because they come from people who don't have the color of her skin. She's also openly mocked minorities for voting red as if they don't have the right to think differently. Anna Navarro is another prime example, as she insinuated that all nannies are Latinas. I can go on for hours, but you get the point.
I think the problem is that we have an elite group of narcissistic morons. Mm-hmm. So, no, I wish that was a joke. But it's not. They don't. To go on TV every day to objectively talk about something, you have to study. You have to research the pros and cons. And both candidates, you should find things you like, things that concern you. It's called doing work. That's why all the old journalists look so old, because they smoked cigarettes and stayed up all night checking sources and this, that, whatever. When you get The View, who are like, I don't have to think anything. I don't like him, and I'm rich, so you shouldn't like him either. And I can say anything because no one's going to check me. I surround myself with people. They'll have one puppet Republican who was scared to death to say anything against them, or if she does come out, they'll interrupt her nonstop. Yeah. So there's this level of stupidity, and it spreads because they don't have to. All they have to say is Trump is Hitler. And their followers will be like, well, maybe he is Hitler.
That is absolutely right. Candace Cameron Bure was a co-host on the show for 2 years, and according to her, the producers would send them a bunch of topics overnight that could be potentially used for the next day's show, and she recalled it as being stressful, saying, quote, I felt like I was back in school doing 4 to 5 hours of homework at night. It was exhausting. So you can see why most of their arguments are surface level talking points without demonstrating any deeper understanding of the issue that they're discussing. It's just a collection of predictable one-sided commentary designed to stir emotions rather than information. I'm not saying they need to be experts on every topic, but acting like all-knowing wizards constantly lecturing the audience as if they hold the absolute truth is not it. If they actually did their research beyond scanning X, or should I say Blue Sky, maybe their arguments wouldn't be so painfully predictable.
And they can't say, I have been wasting network money lying to you. So they have to double down and go even stupider.
Yeah.
And keep saying things like, I only watch because of the clips. You force us to watch The View.
I do.
He does. He does. He's like, yeah, you predicted it. Good job. Guess who's watching The View for a month? So as you watch them, you see them just age and cringe because they get caught up in their lives. So what do? The new word is misogynistic. And guess what? Their only mistake was they blamed white men. They forgot that black men, Hispanic men, and Asian men too. So that's the new thing. And then they're like, oh, it's just men. And then they're like, well, 53% of women. Oh, it's stupid women and men. So they'll just keep going till they're down to the only thing you can trust is a penguin. The penguins, they get it because they're running out of people to blame.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. That show has become a prime example of an echo chamber. It's like propaganda in its purest form, where the same points are hammered into the audience day after day until they start believing them as absolute truth. There's no real debate, no consideration of alternative viewpoints, just a constant reinforcement of these same ideological takes. The problem with this kind of reputation, well, it's that it creates an illusion of consensus. If all you hear every day is, this is the way things are, you might start to believe it, even if reality says otherwise. I know a lot of you are probably sick of me covering them, but a lot of people on the left do consider them as their go-to source of news for some reason. So we do all these videos to showcase how the other side thinks and to combat their attempts at steering the narrative towards their direction. That's how cancel culture became so widespread in the first place. It didn't get any pushback, and all of a sudden you could lose your job for saying something that was acceptable just a week ago. So drop a like and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of fair and truthful coverage. Of all the takes on The View, Tim Dillon's is still one of my favorites of all time, and it's safe to say he didn't, as always, hold back.
Some crazy misogynist engineered The View, because there's nothing worse than The View. In terms of there are so many brilliant women out there, none of them are on The View. None of them have gone near the set of The View. I mean, they have brought in the lowest tier of the, what is it, the Y chromosome?
No, double
the
X.
Okay.
Double X.
They brought in the lowest of the double X's for that one. It's rough. Yeah, I mean, Joy Behar, again, these people have dementia. These are people who should not be allowed out of the house. They have a national platform. I mean, it is crazy. They have no idea. These people have never read a book.
And there's versions of it.
What if we put the women in the audience and let the men discuss the issues? This is just an idea I have for ABC, corporate.
Well, clearly,
or have one woman serve everyone drinks and give her a quick opinion. Quick, in and out. Just go
the guys go,
Just go.
Obviously, the last part is a joke, but now that I think about it, why don't they include men as hosts? I thought progressives were all about inclusion and breaking barriers. Where's the male representation? Maybe The View's actually reinforcing outdated gender roles. Quick, call the activists! Seriously, I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to be as informed as you, please share the video with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one.